Wow. Thank you, Steph. Wow. The possibilities, dreaming, opening up to imagine the possibilities. First thing we're going to do is we are going to watch a 3-minute video. And as you watch it, think about imagining the possibilities. This is the universe we live in. Innumerable stars, innumerable galaxies, more than we could ever imagine, more possibilities and more distances than we could ever imagine. And then there are infinitesimally small things in our bodies that we never even think about. And very few of us could actually understand them, I believe. At least I couldn't. But it's amazing. The possibilities are absolutely amazing. The universe outside of us and inside of us is filled with deep mystery and possibilities. Our teaching is that there is an intelligence in the universe behind all of this, an intelligence that has created it, and that we are one with that intelligence. We're one with the infinite intelligence, the source, and we can open to greater possibilities in our lives. We can open to dream and imagine and move into even more joy, even more love, even more success, even more of whatever it is that will feed our souls and allow us to serve and be a great example, a great expression of that divine energy. The universe is unlimited, but as human beings, we have come into a world where there seems to be some real limits. And there are, until there aren't. Now, for years and years, the record for running a mile hovered just above 4 minutes. And of course, there were people that said, we have reached the limits of physical capacity. It is not possible to move any faster than that. It'll never, never happen. It's impossible. But then in 1954, a young man by the name of Roger Bannister didn't buy into that. He knew that that was not true. And so, of course, he ran the mile in 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds. It's under 4 minutes. Now, one might think, and many people did, oh, that happened, but it will never happen again. He's the only one. Maybe it was just that there was a really good wind at his back. Maybe he's just so exceptional that he can do that sort of thing. But we'll probably never see it again. Well, within a very short period of time, 66 times the record was broken by 26 different athletes. It's like once they knew it could be done, they did it. Before they had believed it was impossible. Now they knew it was possible. And that opened up opportunities for them. Once someone goes where no man or woman has gone before, others follow. When we step out and do things that we are led to do, we show others that they too can respond to that intelligence, that life within them, to step out and do amazing things. So how real are the limits we place on ourselves? Well, they're very real as long as we believe in them and as long as we act from those places. Here are a couple of quotes to think about. Doug Larson says, some of the world's greatest feats were accomplished by people not smart enough to know they were impossible. They didn't know they were impossible, so they did them. And Darwin Kingsley said, you have powers you never dreamed of. You can do things you never thought you could do. There are no limitations in what you can do except the limitations in your own mind. You have powers you never dreamed of. Today's topic is imagine the possibilities. And I loved every one of your readings. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. By imagining possibilities for ourselves and our families and our communities and our nation and our world, by imagining possibilities, we open the door to experience something different, something better, something new, maybe something that has never been experienced before by us or even by others. When we dream, we let our imaginations play. They play with the idea of things being different or better and what that would feel like. Now, we have talked about prayer these last couple of months a lot, and what is so important is that it is the feeling behind prayer that gives it power. We don't just say the words, we need to have a feeling of the reality, and that's where creation happens powerfully. I think of what parents often do when they're expecting a second child. They start talking about the little brother or sister that's going to show up, and they start encouraging the first child to get excited about being a big brother or a big sister. You know, they talk about, they get them to practice how they'll act and how proud they will be and how they will know how important they are in that new baby's life. And so that kind of gets them ready. Now, it doesn't always work out as fun as Mom and Dad said it would, but that's another talk. They've opened to new possibilities, and those kids, they come to believe that they are special, that they're an important part of this, not only this new baby's life, but they're an important part of the family. They're practicing, getting the feeling before it happens, and that's what we do. As we prepare to make changes and open to new possibilities, we imagine and dream, and we kind of try things on in our mind to see how they feel. It's like, if I did this, what would it feel like? When I was a massage therapist, I thought I would never want to do anything else. I absolutely loved my work. I was good at it. I loved just, setting my own schedule and being my own boss. I mean, you can't get a better boss, Right. I loved my clients, and I loved making a difference in their lives. But then, after discovering the science of mind and spirit, I started to dream of some other possibilities. I would observe the practitioners as they would help in classes, and as they would speak powerful prayers, and as they would guide me to realize some things in my life that made a difference, that even probably kept me alive. And I started to think, I wonder what it would feel like to be a practitioner. And so I dreamed about it. And of course, at first, it was like, this is not going to happen. I'm a massage therapist, and I love it, and why would I even think of anything else? But that dream, that possibility, kept playing in my mind. And so then pretty soon it was like, well, no, I can do this. I have a lot to learn, but I can do this. And so I started to try it on and practice it in my mind and dream and imagine. And before too long, things opened up to make it just perfect for me to do my practitioner studies and to pay for it and to have the time to do it. And it was all just pretty smooth. And I loved it. And obviously, I've continued to do some more dreaming and looking at possibilities, because here I am up in front of you talking to all of you. But that's how we get used to things. That's how we create. That's how we open the space for magic to happen in our lives. And that's what we do in prayer. We feel the truth of what it is we want to experience. We try it on as if it's real, as if this is where we're living our life from. And it works. It absolutely works. When we state our desire in prayer as if it is already true, there's great power in it. We get a chance to feel what it would feel like to be more abundant, or have more love in our lives, or more peace in the world. We get a taste of that. And that taste, that dream that grows is powerful. As I remember that God is all there is and that I am one with it. I am one with that amazing creative power in the universe. Because I'm one with it, I get to use it. I get to use that creative power. Now, I use it whether I know about it or not, but, I think the results are better if we actually are aware that we are using the power of the universe to create what we want in our lives. It helps us to trust. It helps us to move from that place of, I can't imagine this is happening, this is impossible. And then we move to the place of, well, I can kind of imagine it. Maybe it could happen. And if we keep dreaming and keep imagining, then we can get to the place where I think this can happen if I do my work, if I do what's my part to do around it. And then we get to the place of, wow, this is happening. I am living the dream. Living the dream. So have you ever done that with a job change, or, thinking about a new haircut or a new friendship? As we continue to imagine the possibilities, what would it be like if As we continue to open to possibilities and picture ourselves in the place we want to be, the situation or the relationship or whatever it is that may have seemed totally out of the realm of possibility, things first become believable, and then likely, and then before you know it, you are living in this new reality that is filled with wonder. This stuff works. And when we're grateful in advance for our blessings, because of course that's a very important part of spiritual mind treatment or prayer, when we're grateful in advance, in order to be grateful, we have to really feel that something's true. It's like, I am grateful that things are opening up for this center, and that we are in the process of finding our new larger space. I am so grateful that this is happening. I feel it happening. I know it's happening, and that's why I can be grateful. When we're grateful in advance, then we start to trust and believe. When we start to move into that place of allowing our dreams to grow and then to show up in our lives. When we're in that kind of place, grateful, even if what we want has not shown up yet, then we absolutely are guided to what we need to do. We're led to the opportunities. We are led to the people that we need to connect with to open things up for us in whatever way we are ready to have it opened up. If we can believe enough to feel gratitude, even if we have not seen the manifestation yet, then Spirit has a way of ushering us into our dreams. Imagine the vastness. That sense of vastness as you look up at a clear night sky, as you see the stars that are limitless. Imagine that feeling of openness and possibility in yourself. When we follow our deep desires, when we go where we're led, when we allow ourselves to dream the best dream we can dream, when we allow ourselves to see the best future we can see for ourselves, our families, our community, our nation, our world, when we allow that, we are giving those positive things power. So, what are you ready to open up to? What possibilities are calling to your heart? What is it that you can just start to imagine, but that you would like more of? Are you ready to open to more peace? More joy? More love? Abundance? Respect in the world? The supportive community of friends? What is it for you that you are being called to? Because each one of us is here to answer a call that is uniquely our own. No one is going to get the call that you can fulfill. No one. The great theologian Howard Thurman said, "A dream is the bearer of a new possibility, the enlarged horizon, the great hope." And a quote that I have found inspiring this week, with all that's gone on in the news, is from Lisa Gibbons in her book, Fierce Optimism. I mean, could we use a little more fierce optimism these days or what? She says, give yourself permission to believe in possibilities. It truly is the cornerstone of success. And it's a powerful antidote to those who are trying to push us in the direction of negativity and fear. Give yourself permission to believe in possibilities. So your homework this week, should you decide to accept it, is to dream and imagine. To dream and imagine. To dream and imagine greater possibilities for your life. To imagine yourself happier, healthier, more prosperous, with more opportunities of being greater service in the world, whatever it is that your heart is calling you to. Imagine it. And I invite you as part of this homework to dream and imagine the possibilities for Center for Spiritual Living Boulder Valley as we grow, as we impact more people, as we get to share our love with more people. And oh yes, I invite you to imagine the possibilities, to imagine harmony in your home, to imagine peace in our nation, to imagine a world that works for everyone and for all of life. Are you up for doing that imagining? Are you willing to take this into your week and play with it, experiment with it? Because in this teaching, that's what we do. The teaching isn't any good unless we take these tools and use them in our lives. So you all up for dreaming and imagining? Yes. Okay, let's take this into prayer. That's why I open my heart to dream and imagine of a world that works for everyone and for all of life. I open my heart to imagine a world of respect, a world of caring for each other, a world where we recognize that we are all connected. I open my heart to dream and imagine that there are even greater things that each of us can do in this world as we follow our hearts. I know that right here, living in, through, and as each one, is that divine essence, that spirit, that source, that infinite intelligence that has created everything and everyone. It's what we are. We're not all of it. I'm not all of God, but all of me is Godness. All of you is that spiritual divine essence. And so we allow it to dream us. We allow it to imagine as us. We allow it to create. And I absolutely know that there is power in that. And so I know that for each one, as we go out this week, our paths are absolutely filled with all that is needed to support us in dreaming and imagining, with all that is needed to support us in moving step by step, doing our work to move into the life of our dreams. Whether it's some difference that seems kind of small or whether it's something that seems huge. As you dream, as you imagine, you are led. I'm so grateful that this is the truth. I'm so grateful that as we open, Spirit is right here, filling our lives with all that is needed. And so knowing that this is true, I just simply let this go. I let it be. In gratitude, I know it is done. And so I can say,